Improved Housecarls and Hirelings mod for Skyrim Special Edition by Dr. Nukenstein. Mod demonstration video Durak. Now, Durak from the Dawnguard. Of course, he's the one that meets you in whatever city. Tells you about the Dawnguard. Yada yada. If you speak to him when you first time you go to Fort Dawnguard, you find him out in the practice area in front of the place before you go in and talk to I.H.A.H. Practicing with his crossbow. If you ask him about the crossbow, he'll give you one. Otherwise, I.H.A.H gives you one. But anyway, his one-handed is good. His archery is better. He's more of the light armor type. His block is good. No magic, no real sneak to speak of. Let's look at him in the creation kit. That's Callan. Durak. Let's pull up the vanilla. Right. Now, originally, he was level matched to the player with no maximum. And he is now 1.5 times the player's level because orcs are born to do it. He is actually a ranger, combat ranger class. Another orc ranger. His combat style was originally set to default. Not the default combat style, just default. This up here. And I don't know what that is. It's not default combat style. So anyway, he is now human missile. So he will rely more on his crossbow than his melee, because the intention is that he is a vampire hunter. You use him to hunt vampires, and he would prefer to use the crossbow rather than engage in up-close combat with them. Now, his inventory, he did actually come with the Dawnguard shield. Crossbow, Dawnguard axe, a war axe, and some steel bolts. Basically, I just gave him more bolts. He did come with light armor, the Dawnguard light armor. He came with perks: critical shot 30, custom fit, hack and slash 30, fighting stats, and creature extra damage 015. Now that's another one. Kellen came with that, but Ingyard and Belival did not. So I'm wondering why they were giving this extra damage done by creatures, not to, but by creatures. I don't know. Or maybe it is to do it. No? Because usually this is given to like saber cats and bear. So anyway, I gave him extra perks. Ranger, block perks, archery perks, one-handed perks, but not really anything spectacular. So this keeps all the Dawnguard followers pretty much very distinct from one another in their combat styles, and what they can do, and what they will do, and what they'll be good at. So it's definitely the widest variety.
Fine, let's trade then.
Let's see what he's carrying. There's his stuff, and no, I didn't look at his. Ignore friendly hits. Let me look at your inventory. Full inventory.
You have a grim look. Fine, Let's trade then.
There is. I'm so tired. There. So that's his Dawnguard armor and his weapons, and that's all he has. No enchanted doodads, no ham sandwich.
Malakath, witness our deeds.
Okay, if you want to do that Daedric worshipper thing, go right ahead. Which, I mean, they're not really causing problems. Yeah? It's those followers of Molag Bal. So, let's take a trip. Go check out some ruins. So, breaking out with the crossbow more than the, as opposed to the melee, pretty much right off the bat. Which, as a ranger, I would expect him to. Especially if he's good at it. Why not do what you're good at? Now, let's see how good he is when they come running into the room. Gotta use the melee. There you go.
I'll show you a real fight.
Reasonable. I mean, I can go with it. Because, you know, I mean, his one-handed is, you know, pretty good. That'll restore health canteen.
I'll show you what a real orc can do. You can't win this. I'll skin you alive.
And took care of it. Now, there I would say he could have run in with melee, but his archery is better. They were both backing away from each other and relying on melee. I mean, archery. So,
Die, damn you!
So he's trapped behind it now.
Come on,
There he is.
come on!
And that works. So, there he is. Alright. Not too bad through the first half. Like I said, you know, the one spot where he could have run in with melee, but they were both backing away from each other and using archery. So, I still don't like the point blank archery.
I know. What is it? Show me.
Walk up on something and shoot it in the face
Then that is my task.
with a crossbow or a bow.
That's it? That's all you got?
Working on his block, I disagree with. I mean, I realize that he has to use his block, but he does have attacks. He has, you know, shield bash type things to interrupt attacks and retaliate. It's not all about defense. I mean, I realize this is a dual-wielding berserker melee.
Right.
But he's being pushed around. Press the attack. No. Has to play with the bearded lady. Press the attack. Now he's running away. And going into bleed out. Ducks out of combat, regenerates health. Doesn't press the attack. Any more than he did the first time.
I'll show you what a real fight.
Press the attack. Come on. There you go. Right. Is there one more? Yeah. He's down here. Okay, so Durak, let us review. Not a bad run overall. 15 minutes, 15 and a half. That's a pretty good time. But there were still issues, not pressing the attack when he should. Relying a little too much on the archery when he could have been doing melee. But, I mean, that's his class and his combat style, so, I mean, really, I can't fault the guy, you know. I mean, it's not a bad time on the run, you know, the total time on the run. It's not a bad time. He did well. It's just nitpicky things that I look at as far as melee versus ranged. He is a ranger. I don't know why they set so many orc followers to ranger, unless it's just a running gag around Bethesda. But, I mean, I envision orcs to be melee. Ranger takes finesse. Orcs are tanks. They are bowling balls. They're not finesse. They're paint rollers. They're not fine brushes. They're dynamite, not chisels. Okay, you know. But still, not a bad run from Durak.